What's up, guys? Teddy Cornwell here. Welcome to the Underdog Talk. I mean, something about the Underdog. Today we have a beast on this show. But before we get into this interview, you guys know I have to give this gentleman a proper Underdog Talk introduction. Today's guest is a TikTok star and influencer who's best recognized for sharing fitness tips, cooking tutorials, and other workout related content. A North Kentucky University standout. Yes, Nathan, we did our research on you, brother.
Research. I got the
right
there, dude.
A U.S. Army veteran, and finally, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. Behind the mind behind Enol. Is that how you do it? How do you say it?
I know. Yeah, I know.
All right.
Yeah.
The best fucking liquid shock out there, a raw gear, and a man sports athlete. I mean, I'm proud and honored to present the one and only Mr. Nathan Freihofer. What is up, big fella? How you doing today, man?
Doing good. How are you, man?
I'm living, man. I'm living. And hey, Nathan, before we get into this interview, I've been thinking about this all day. I have to fucking ask, are you actually colorblind?
I am, dude. People think I'm lying. I am colorblind, man. Yeah. So it's
Technical difficulties.
Hey, so laptop decided just to boot me out for some reason. So I said we're gonna go to old reliable and just use the phone because
hey, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So what I was saying, right before I got yeeted from the podcast, people think like colorblind's black and white, right? I don't see that. Picture like a kaleidoscope of just suck, where it's just like the greens and the browns, they all mix together. So green, brown, red and black sometimes look the same, yellow and orange. So and the weirdest part is, right, it's all about like the shades. So it's not like one size fits all where like sometimes I'm like, no, yeah, like a stop sign red. I know what that is, right? But darken up the red a little bit, turns black. Lighten it up a little bit, it looks a little brown green, man. So, I've been putting on, like, I can't match clothes, man. If there's a stop sign in front of a bush, that red blends in with the green. I've ran stop signs before and stuff. I've used color blindness to get excuse out of getting a ticket. It works for that. So, but yeah, man, like, so it's never a problem until it's only a problem for the most randomest, small, minute little things is what it is. And you're like, oh my God, man, like I said, putting on, I'm thinking I'm wearing a white shirt and it's like pink or, something dumb like that, so.
Man, I would use the fuck out of that.
You got me out of a ticket, bro. Got me out of a ticket.
I fucking love that. And Nate, before we get into this interview, I found out today, this might be the biggest shocker in the world, but George Jr. is a girl?
Dude, George Jr. So let me tell you the story about, she is running around somewhere. If he comes by me, I'll pick him up. But so what had happened was when I was still at Fort Stewart in the Army, I found this little dumpster cat, right, in my backyard. This thing would just come over and I was like, yo, homeboy needs a friend, right? So I went over, got some tuna packets, right? Started feeding to him this little dumpster cat that, I was like, you know what? Looks like a dude. I'm gonna name it George. There we go. George, me and George the cat. And I would just go outside and pet it at like midnight, feed him tuna packets for like 6 months. 6 months, bro. And then one day I'd come back from some training thing for like a week, and I'm like, dude, George is looking a little chonky, dude. He's getting big, man. And so I put him in videos, and someone's like, yo, George looks pregnant. I'm like, what? And then so we kept trying to run in my house, and they're like, yeah, man, that's what pregnant cats do. Like, they try to hide it underneath stuff so they can feel comfortable to have babies. And I was like, wait, hold on. George is a girl, because I was like, it's still a wild cat. I'm not like picking up this thing. I don't want rabies or anything like that. So, I'm just petting it. It's super chill. But, turns out George is a girl. And so, when I moved from Georgia to with my girlfriend up at Fort Riley here in Kansas, one of her soldiers had found like a 2-week-old kitten on this, like abandoned and stuff. So baby kitten, I was like, oh, I need another cat, right? So I was like, this one's gonna be George Jr. because I miss OG George. Turns out, George Jr.'s a girl. So 2 for 2.
Wow. What a shocker. But Nathan, I want to start from the beginning. I want to take it back. You first started, posting videos through TikTok in October of 2019.
Yeah.
You went viral, after a skit involving your mom and a phone charger, which, got above 2 million views, a For You page feature, blah, blah, blah. So,
Yeah.
Nathan, did you ever see yourself becoming, a TikTok influencer? I mean, now you have over 6 million followers on TikTok. Did you ever see that being a route that your life was going to go?
No, absolutely not. So when I started back in 2019, right, that was the age when like it was bad to have. Like you didn't want to be seen, especially as a dude. You didn't want to be seen having TikTok because it was the most unmanly thing ever, right? And so it was about that time where I had been training for Ranger School, and then I broke my leg, so like I got a slot, couldn't go, and so I was like held over at Fort Sill in Oklahoma for like 2 weeks. So I was like, dude, I already finished my school. I'm so bored, dude. I'm just sitting in this hotel. There's no formations, nothing. I'm just sitting there. And I was like, dude, I'm going brain dead. And I was like, dude, I'm just going to do it. I'm just so bored. I'm going to download this godforsaken app. And I was watching, and I was like, dude, I'm just so bored. So I started making dumb stuff, dude. Just starting off doing, the dumb lip sync stuff that everyone, because that was the only thing. It wasn't like, there was no funny stuff, workout stuff. That just wasn't it back then. It was all picture, just musically, except worse. And that's what it was. And then I was like, dude, I'm just like gonna make some funny stuff. And dude, I remember it taking me like 3 months, or not 3 months. It was probably like 2 months before I got over like 100 views. And then, just this dumb, like I don't even know where it is anymore. This dumb, stupid video decided to still, it was like a month after I posted it too, just blew up. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I just kept doing dumb stuff. And then like I'd get another one that did good. And then it would go back down. And then get another one. And it would just slowly kept going. And I was like, this stuff's kind of fun, right? And I was like, oh, I can be funny. I can tell jokes and stuff. And I was like, started doing that. And then, and that's when like more people realized like, oh, it started getting more mainstream, like TikTok itself. And I was like, dude, I lift. I'm decently strong, especially for like my size. I don't look like I'm, unless I have a shirt off and stuff, I don't look like I'm crazy big and stuff. I'm only 180. I've been 180 the past 2 years. So I was like, you know what, I want to show my workouts, but my workout videos don't do well. Did not ever do well back then. And I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to do mini vlogs. I'm going to do these little things called day in the lives, and they'd be like 30 seconds to a minute long, and it'd be little 2 or 3 second clips of my day. But the whole purpose was just to like do the beginning of the day, just so I could have the whole, like a workout thing in the middle, just to show people I worked out. Cause I was like, dude, I want people to know, and then I'll do the end. Because I was like, at the time, I think I was up to like, like a 530 deadlift and stuff, which isn't bad with like no coach, just YOLOing it, that sort of thing. I didn't really know what I was doing form wise, and I could just eat that up. So I was decently strong on that. And so wanted to show people that, and those started doing well. And I was like, oh, and then people started realizing I could like work out. So I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Or like, some people that they can only do one type of content and that's it. Like it may only be fitness or the dumb dances and stuff, where I was like, dude, I could do some funny stuff. I can do some workout stuff. I could just do random stuff, and it does decent. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I like doing this. I just kept doing it, and I just never stopped. And just, after I got out of the Army, I was like, yeah, I could go use my biology degree to get a job, or hear me out, I could continue just making videos because now I have more time. And then that's what I did. And I'm like, 9-ish months later and stuff, and I'm still rolling, trying to figure out ways, to expand and get into more real stuff. But I just never stopped. And it's like, I have an ungodly amount of videos up. Like I think I have close to like 8,000 videos, which if you really think about it is disgusting. It's embarrassing because I was like, dude, even if you're like taking the most small 15-second video, I have plenty of videos that are 30 to a minute and stuff. Even if you're taking like 15 seconds, that's like days worth it. It would take you days straight to watch them all. It's like, that's disgusting. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, I was like, dude, I like making videos. I like making people laugh and stuff. And like, I just never stopped, and here it is. So yeah.
And I think consistency is such a big message in
Oh
this.
yeah.
Never gave up on that. And now really it's kind of your career, I want to say. And obviously the Liquid Chalk Company. So now, Nathan, this is a fitness and wellness show. So I want to kind of jump into how that TikTok turned into more of you're now a fitness influencer as well, raw gear, man sports athlete. I mean, so Nathan, when did you fall in love with fitness and then, decide that this is something that you want to do as a career?
Yeah, so I'd always been working out, like I said. So I started doing, the social media stuff, probably 6 months to almost a year after I graduated college, right? And I'd been working out. Like I used to suffer from anorexia and stuff, and then got over that, with the help of fitness and like powerlifting and things. Probably about halfway through college. Like I was 125, going into junior year of college and things like that, and I graduated at like 160, and now I'm 180 and stuff. So made solid, good progress in a couple of years. But yeah, I just, I remember, being really weak and stuff. And then, watching all the old YouTube David Lade videos. And I was like, oh, these dudes are lean and they look good and they're throwing weight. I was like, dude, I want to do that. I didn't have a coach. I didn't know nothing. So I just, started figuring things out on my own. I was like, all right, I'm going to, try different rep stuff, try to really learn about lifting. And then, figured out I was good at, deadlifts just because, I'd been really good at rucking from the Army, carrying heavy things on my back. So I'm a really dominant leg back puller thing. Bench is kind of butt, but the squat and deadlift are good, right? And that's all that matters because it's more weight. So but yeah, I just figured out that, and like slowly loved, being like, I've never really even trained for looks at all. Like it's just kind of came, but I just love being able to like be strong, especially I'm not, like I said, I'm not crazy big. So I like being able to, walk into a gym and probably can deadlift the most at everyone. And it turns heads, here's a dude, throwing 600, 650 around and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, I'd always been doing that. And then, I'd always watch, and I was like, man, it'd be really cool to be like in some of those like workout montages, like, a David Lade or something like that. And I'd started doing that. And then I somehow gotten to be buddies with Cornelius Masterson, who's, a David Lade's buddies. And as I said, my dream was to like, I never thought I'd be able to talk to these dudes ever. So it was like, first thing, Cornelius had lived like 2 hours away from me, and, he hit me up and stuff, and we ended up becoming friends. And then like, after that, I got David Lade to follow me. I've hung out with him before and stuff. And like, I've talked with Dylan McKenna, and I've talked with Quinn and stuff. So I was like the OG dudes I grew up watching. Yeah. Now I'm like, friends with or associated with or something like that, which is super, super cool. But I was like, oh man, this is really cool. And like I said, then it kind of, went to the day in the life things. And then I was like, all right, let me, I'm starting to hit PRs. So let me show you some of my PRs. And those started getting attention and things, like, especially the deadlift PRs. Like I said, it, because it looks cool when not a crazy big dude's throwing around more weight than, some, bodybuilding competitors like that. It looks cool. It looks good for camera and content for sure. But yeah, I just continued that. And then about, I want to say Raw Gear had picked me up, probably about a year and a half ago. And I was like, oh, this is cool, man. I was like, now they had reached out, and I was like, man, dude, this is sick. So I joined them and stuff. And then I joined Gorilla a little bit after, and like I said, then moved on to Man Sport just a couple months ago. But then I was like, all right, I'd done everything on my phone. Like, didn't even have a laptop, didn't have a camera, only a phone for the first 2 years I did social media. And, I'm like two and a half years into it. And I was like, all right, I was like, I was like, why am I not in these, stinking godforsaken montages? I want to be in these, these freaking montages, right? And I was like, what's the thing? And I was like, dude, it's the freaking camera, right? So, decided to blow an absurd amount of money on a laptop and camera because I figured I needed it. And, started trying to, I do everything myself. I'm a one-man band, right? So, like all the edit, film, and all that stuff. So tried to learn how to use the camera. And I started doing that for like, some workout edits and some PRs. And then it started, just some posing videos. And then I was like, boom, it was like me, Alex Eubank, Max Taylor, Iron Sanctuary. I started, Daddy Noel and stuff. And I was like, started being in those. I was like, dude, this is cool. So now I was like, what? Now I try to eat. Obviously, it's a lot more. My stuff's a lot more fitness heavy than it was before, but I still try to do like, all right, here's some funny content. Here's some like relationship lifestyle content. Then here's the fitness stuff. And I try to keep it kind of diverse. That way it can like appeal to like, a more wide range of audience. But yeah, definitely more. That's kind of the path it took, at least on the fitness side. And then I know had hit me up originally trying to be like an athlete or something like that. And it was owned by two people. And one of the owners, he went to med school. So the owner was like, hey man, like, would you want to be, like I said, we're kind of like a smaller company for sure, but would you want to try to, be a co-owner, because my other dude left, for med school and stuff. So I need another buddy. And I was like, dude, that'd be awesome. I was like, there's either two ways this is going to go. One way, they always say your first 7 businesses flop before you get a good one. All right. One way, it flops, but I get some business experience. I learn, right now, like I said, this is doing everything myself. I need to learn as much as possible. So if it does flop, whatever, I learn how to run a business somewhat. And if it does do good, boom, there's, on the path to financial freedom and another outlet that's not social media driven, because you know how it is with social media, it could die out instantly and then you're done, so you need to have stuff that's maintainable outside of the whims of the social media gods if they want to ban you. But we're doing something cool. We're in the process of, we're talking with Anytime Fitness and their distributors. So our goal is to be because how most commercial gyms don't allow chalk, right? No, it's the powerlifting gyms, yeah, absolutely, but the commercial gyms don't, because there's a stigma around the dirtiness, whatever. So we're in the talks. We've got into a couple of them so far, and what we're doing, it's pretty simple, but it's like, the soap dispensers.
Yeah.
We're trying to have, bags of liquid chalk in the soap dispenser. So we're trying to have just like, automatic, put some liquid chalk in your thing, rub it, you're good. And just have it on the wall or something like that. And we're trying to really like, it'd be awesome. We can be in every single one, So like I said, we're in the talks, been talking with the main distributor for a while, and we're already in like 3 to 5, I think. Anytime Fitnesses. The goal is obviously to be in all of them, right? Because I think there's like 2,000 gyms, so it's definitely a slow process for sure. Especially when you have me, who's trying to learn everything, learn how it works. But the other dudes had the company, so we're trying to scale on Amazon. But I was telling him, I'm like, man, you really need these these pillars, these concrete stuff. Getting the stores, getting the gyms. And I was like, man, maybe if we get into all the Anytime Fitnesses, we can get into Crunch next, or like 24/7 gym, or these commercial gyms that, all it is a matter of convincing these gym owners, like, hey, you do have people that would like this product and it's not messy. Just slap it up on the wall, just like your soap. Don't deal with it for a month or two, and then you just order another one. And I'm like, man, if we could really get into all of those and have that going every month or something, that would, one, do well. That's a huge source of income. But two, if our logo's on there and say like a dude, sees iNill or something like that, you're more likely to search that up on Amazon. That would boost Amazon sales, and so that's my little mastermind plan, and then it's like, man, if we get, enough revenue and capital, then we can start pushing on the social media side and start getting athletes and stuff. And maybe, trying to sponsor or be sponsored, be one of the people that sponsors like USAPL or something like that. So, yeah. So I'm really hoping that works out. I just got followed by Jamal Browner on TikTok. So I'm hoping maybe I can swing something to have him try out the chalk. So have him bring like 1,000 pounds.
That's fucking awesome. And
that'd be sick.
I feel you so much, growing up watching Generation Iron, watching
Pumping Iron, Generation Iron. Oh my God.
And then we had the owner of Generation Iron, and we were featured on Generation Iron. Noel Dazel was on this. I mean, all these guys, Kevin Lavroni, Branch Warren, Richard Spark, these guys, I feel you. It's like, wow, I'm like, wow.
Kid
You
in a
know?
like, oh my God, man.
And even shout out to you, Nathan. I mean, I was viewing your TikToks 2 years ago, and I'm like, this is fucking funny as shit. I love it. This is when you were in the army and you're doing all the army skits. And I
Yeah.
thought it was absolutely fucking hilarious. Now, Nathan, I want to switch to more of a serious topic.
Yeah.
You're very open about your eating. How you had anorexia, how
Yeah.
you struggle with that eating disorder. At 15 years old, you developed anorexia. I do respect how open you are because I think we need to be open about it and need to have light on it, need to have awareness on it. So would you mind talking, about this? And then, what advice would you give to someone who's struggling with that anorexia or eating disorder? What advice would you give, Nathan?
Yeah. So I'll kind of do like a short version. So I was one of those kids like that kind of hit their growth spurt early in like 8th grade, so I'm like taller, I'm quicker. And I was like, I'm a decent athlete, like not the best, but I'll be top, 3 in pretty much any sport, like I'm decent all around for sure. And then, I'm like in my mind, right, I'm one of the best soccer players, I swam, one of the best swimmers, I ran, one of the best runners and stuff. And like, I trained, I worked out, I worked my butt off, but like, I was just one of the best in all of them. And then, hit freshman year. And then I'm like, dude, I'm just feeling like I'm really tired. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, all my buddies are blowing past me. And it's not like they were all just hitting puberty and like, just getting stronger and bigger and, because that'd be one thing, but that wasn't happening. I was like, what is going on? And I'm like, I'm a really scientific, analytical brain, like biology and stuff. I like seeing a problem and trying to solve it. So, my freshman year's like, what's going on, man? So it turns out, a year later, after going to a bunch of doctors, right? It turns out I had anemia, parvo, mono, and a thyroid disease all at the same time. Somehow just all hit me at the same time. So, you got to think like no energy, you're losing weight, you're weak. I was like, man, the doctors were surprised I could be walking around, much less still going to practices. But like, man, I was just sucking. And you got to think it's a big old ego crush, to be one of the best. And then, just back end. And I'm like working my butt off. I'm trying and it's just not going anywhere. I'm like, man, what is going on? And of course, at the time, I didn't know any of that stuff. So I was like, all right, what could be the things that are going on? I was like, it's not that I'm not working out or not training. That's not it. Maybe I'm gained a little bit of weight, and more weight means it's harder to move, which means I could be slower. Maybe that's it. I was like, all right, I didn't try to lose weight. I just like, all right, I'm going to clean up my diet a little bit. My diet wasn't my food. I mean, I was a kid, you're going to burn off everything you eat, but I wasn't eating bad, like crazy bad. So I was like, I'm just going to, cut out sodas and cut out desserts. And then I was like, all right, maybe lose a little bit of weight then. But, I was always a skinny, you got to think 125, so, nothing heavy, obviously. So started losing a little bit of weight. And then, I was like, oh, I feel a little bit lighter or something like that. I was like, oh, this is good. And then, didn't run quicker. I'm like, man, maybe I need to eat a little more. And then it progressed to do a little more. And it was all for in the beginning, it was all for the purpose of sports and performance and stuff. That's how it began. And that probably went for about 6 months to like a year. And then it, transformed, slowly in my head, transformed from performance based to I want to, I'm so afraid. I don't want to gain weight because I'm going to be slower. And then I started paying attention to the mirror. And then it was, I need to look a certain way. I'm already, and you got to think, I'm already skin and bones. But, in my mind, I'm like, if I gain a pound, I see my abs going away. I see myself gaining weight. And then it was slowly just became paranoid of like numbers and how I looked. And I remember like I would start, at school, if I had a sandwich, I would, take the bread off the sandwich and just eat the lunch meat, or it was stuff like that. And I started becoming like really sneaky and throwing away food and stuff. And it just, and it went, it is, like I said, it wasn't like I struggled with this for like 6 years. It wasn't like a 1 year thing and it just progressed. I went to a bunch of different therapists. I went to like hospitals and stuff. And, it was just progressed and progressed to where, I'd get in my mind, I was like, everything I eat, I have to burn. So I'd be down there at the middle of the night on our exercise bike, on our elliptical, like trying to burn. I was like, I got to do like 600 calories. I got to burn because I had a cookie or something, you know? And it was like really, I'd be running up and down stairs. I'd be like sneaking in push-ups, doing everything and like I said, it was totally not about anything performance based or anything anymore. It was purely about, I did not want to get fat and I was so afraid of food and, you know, binging and all that. And then, like I said, at the time I was like, and this is why I like to push the, you know, eating disorder awareness stuff. Cause at the time I was like, all right, this is when I started watching fitness YouTube. I started watching, you know, like, I remember the one person I found that had it and then became like, you know, bigger and got over it was, do you remember Furious Pete?
Yes.
Yes. Watching his where he was like, yeah, man, I was in the hospital as a kid. And granted, he was heavier than me, but it was the same mindset. He was like, I was in the hospital. And now I was like, all right, this is a dude that had what I had, but, and, you know, became he's strong now, he's big and he's a professional eater. And I was, what the hell, you know, but I was like, so it's possible, but he was the only one I found, you know? So I'm still watching David Lade, all those dudes, you know, Arnold, you know, trying to, you know, Ziz, Jeff Side. And I'm trying to watch these dudes. I was like, these are the dudes I want to look like, but I had no clue how to do it because, you know, I could want to look like them, but, you know, I was still succumbed, you know, I was a slave to, you know, the numbers and things like that. And I remember what changed was sophomore into junior year of college. So by this time I've crushed my whole entire high school experience, you know, no parties, no friends, nothing, you know, because I would not go out because if I went out, I couldn't control what I ate, you know, and God forbid that happened. I'd have a, you know, mental breakdown. And then I had, you know, snapped my leg again, you know, by overrunning and stuff, got really bad stress fractures, so couldn't run. And, you know, at this time I was dabbling in weightlifting, didn't really know what I was doing. It was just sets of 12 to 15. So nothing was really happening. Right. But, you know, I was running 6, 8, 10 miles all the time and stuff. But so when I snapped my leg, couldn't do cardio. And then this just happened to be over winter break. And so, you know, over winter break, family parties, lots of food, whatever. And I'd always eaten a lot, but I always found a way to burn it all off was the thing. So, you know, I couldn't do cardio. So I was like, well, I'm still going to work out because I have to work out in my head. I'm so obsessed. I have to work out. And I was like, all right, over winter break, I'm just going to keep doing the weight stuff. You know, that's something that'll appease my workout, you know, addiction right there. And then just over the 30 days, you know, of winter break of just eating, you know, just dog shit food, you know, garbage food, but just a lot of calories, right, that I just didn't have the chance to burn because I physically could not do cardio. I remember coming back to RTC and we had PT and someone looked at me and was like, dude, you know, Nathan, your arms look bigger. And I was like, the fuck? I was like, really? I was like, what? They're like, yeah, man, your arms look bigger. Like, you've been lifting? And I was like, well, I'd always been lifting. And I was like, you know, I was like, I never noticed. And I was like, man, you know, there comes the brain again. What did I do different now? You know, because obviously something happened. And I was like, oh, you know, shit, I wasn't doing cardio and I didn't have a chance to burn off these calories. And then so I'm like, all right, this completely changed my thinking. I thought that if I gained weight, I'd be fat. And I was like, I can look in the mirror. I'm definitely not fat, but I had a lot of extra calories for 30 days. And someone said my arms look bigger and my chest looked bigger. I was like, wait, maybe there's something to this eating thing, you know, maybe there's something to this. And so once my leg healed, I slowly like brought back cardio and I was doing a lot, you know, I had to, cause I, you know, wanted to be good at it and stuff, but it wasn't like it slowly, you know, turned back from being obsessive. And it was like, I'm doing cardio before I lift. And I still do that all the time. You know, dude, I'll do 30, 40 to an hour on the bike and stuff. Cause I feel better and stuff, but you know, I'm eating a ton. I know my body now, but at the time, right, it was like, I'm slowly introducing cardio. I'm slowly learning more. I've been dabbling in the weights for like a year, you know, made no progress, but you know, I was like, all right, let me start doing the old Jason Blaha 5x5, you know, that sort of, cause David Lade said it. So it's gotta be good. Right. Sure. I'm dabbling in like sets of 3, starting to try, you know, I hit my first plate on bench. I'm starting to like try to power lift, you know, I didn't squat at the time, but I was like, all right, I'm going to try to learn deadlift. I'm going to try to start getting stronger. And then it just like, in that 1 year, I'd gained 30 pounds, you know, it just be, you know, and so obviously not a lot of it was muscle because you got to think like I should have been like 140, 150 at the time, and I was 120. So, I had a lot of catching up to do, but I gained like 30 pounds in a year, went up to 150, deadlifted 405 by my senior year. By the end of my senior year, deadlifted 495. And then that was literally the thing that changed it all, was someone just saying, dude, your arms look bigger. And if they'd never said that, I know I would have not have like gotten over it at all. And then by then, like I said, by senior year, I like to say like I was fully cured, like I could do, like I said before, I would have to work out multiple times a day, every day. I'd have a panic attack if I didn't work out. Now, it's like, if I'm going on, trips or something like that, dude, I'm, the past couple of weeks, or like last month, I probably worked out max like 2 times a week, but it's just like, now it's like, whatever, like, I can maintain it. I know how to maintain it. I know how to, I know my body well enough now that, like I said, I still don't track anything. I've never tracked a single thing I ate. I don't have a diet, it's all like intuition. Like, could I be a lot better if I tracked all this stuff? Yeah, but I just know me and numbers don't work out that well. So I've gotten good to know, like, all right, my body's kind of feeling stringy and weak. I need to eat more or drink more. All right, I feel really bloated. Like, I don't need to eat more, so that sort of thing. But yeah, I'll say, yeah, that's like the moment it pivoted, was someone bringing that up. And it was something that I could never, I would have never been able to do by myself. So like, a piece of advice I would say that I've really thought about would be like, take the chance to, eat, because when you're in it, it's so hard for regular people to understand like the mindset of it unless you've been through it. And like I said, you're so deathly scared of gaining weight, or not even gaining weight, just getting fat by just gaining a pound. And it's like, take the chance. Cause I always like to say, it's kind of maybe a pessimistic way to think about it, but I'm like, take the chance. Cause say like, God forbid you get fat. It's not going to happen, but you get fat. You're pretty good at losing weight, right? You're anorexic. You're pretty good at losing weight. Worst case scenario, you can cut down the weight really quick, but take the chance. If you do start eating more, what happens? You might start to fill out, the way you want. Your shoulders, your arms are going to get bigger. You're going to find that you're not fat and you're getting stronger, that sort of thing. So I like to say, just take the chance, take the chance. And that's why, like, man, I would really love to get like, I'm trying to find someone to do this. I don't know who can do this, but really try to get like articles, like I said, doing something like this podcast and stuff, because I was like, man, when I was in it, all I wanted to do was find someone else who was like me, just to know it was possible to beat it and be strong and stuff. Like I said, the only person I found was Furious Pete, and that was it. And, at the end of the day, he was a competitive eater. It's not really what I wanted to do, but, even that was just a little bit of hope. But I'm like, man, ever since I started talking about it, and I didn't start talking about it till years into the social media, probably like a year and a half, 2 years into it. But I've gotten a whole bunch of messages from, kids my age, at the time, 15, 16, even 20, 21, being like, yo, dude, like, I didn't think anyone else had it. It made me feel less alone, start asking questions. They're like, dude, I've seen your transformation, it gives me hope. I'm going to try to really start, doing what you do. And, you did that sort of thing and stuff. So I'm like, man, if I could, be that person that someone just goes like, hey, he did it. And like I said, I'm nothing special. I'm average in pretty much all ways. Right. So like, if I can do it, you can do it too. And it's like, it's not going to be easy. Like I said, struggle with it for 6 years, but going through it for a certain amount of years is a lot better than struggling with it for the rest of your life, which I know people, who are 60, 70 years old and never got out of it, and it ruined their whole entire life, and so it's like, it robbed me of my high school and college experience for sure, but, it doesn't have to take away your whole entire life, so.
I mean, so many things. First, thank you for being so open. Thank you for sharing about that. And Nathan, I think you are more than just a regular person. You are, a very, influential person. So don't ever say you're just a regular person, because what you've done in both, the TikTok's one thing, but what you've done in the industry to really make people feel mentally better in terms of this, eating disorders, just overall humor with the gym and everything. So you're more than that. And I think one big thing to add on to that is, which I've learned the lesson from, is to be understanding, be condescending of that. You don't know what people are going through.
Yeah.
So sensitivity is key. And I've learned it. Again, I've learned from mistakes that I didn't know someone was going through something when they were. So ultimately just trying to be positive to everyone, always trying to compliment someone. And Nathan, it can be as little as saying someone's arms look big, and that's a game changer. And it really is, though, too, for us people who work out or so into fitness. One little compliment about whether our legs are looking better or just that really fuels us. And I'm so glad that you're able to burst from that mindset, because so many people do struggle with it. I'm so glad that you are, and now sharing your thoughts. And again, I agree with you. That's what the Underdog Talk's always been about. If I can change one person's, just one person's mindset in a positive manner from the guests that we've had on, and if they can give a positive thing, then that's what it's all about. Now, I want to end this interview with one more thing from you. So, you started the fitness journey young. You've seen a lot, you've made the mistakes, and now you're there, Nathan. You've truly developed. So what is your biggest tip for someone who's just looking to start their fitness journey like you once were?
To just start. That's literally start. Like I said, I had no clue. I had no one to coach me. Like I said, I literally just got a powerlifting coach a year ago, and I follow the program. Like, hopefully he doesn't see this, but I follow the program like 20% of the time. I'm always like, oh, this feels good today, I'm going to try to max out. And I don't max out, I don't hit the PR, but like I said, I figured out everything myself. And sometimes, like, if you haven't really worked out before, doing something's better than nothing. Even if you're doing it inefficient, you could be doing crazy inefficient. You could be doing the standard 3x12, that's it, doing stuff the most inoptimal way, but you're doing something. And everyone's body's different. Everyone's body responds to different stuff. And at the end of the day, like, you got to figure out what works for you, and you got to learn to like working out. And like I said, I know, like, we're very much like the weightlifting people, but fitness is such a big thing. It could be swimming, it could be running. Like, so you got to find what you enjoy working out wise, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it long term.
Yeah.
But like I said, just start. You're not. So what if you make mistakes? You're going to learn. And as time goes on, you're going to learn what works well. You're going to eventually get stronger. You're going to become experienced and knowledgeable. And as that, you have that more knowledge, you can apply that to your training, and then eventually your diet, maybe, if you want to get into that and stuff. But you gotta, like, just start. Who cares? And it's like a lot of people get like scared of like judgment at the gym. Like, 99% of the people at the gym, unless you go to a really crappy gym, are more than willing to stop and answer questions or help you, because we've all been there. We've all been through this person, even Sebum and Arnold and stuff. I mean, hell, you talk about pumping iron, and I remember, if you ever read his book and stuff, but he's like, I was in my basement gym just repping. I was just benching, and that was it. I just benched, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just benching, and eventually my chest grew. Like, you're gonna make progress even if you're doing something that's not the most optimal way, right? So like I said, just start. Eventually you're gonna figure things out. Eventually you're gonna find some people that can help you. YouTube is now such a big source of knowledge and stuff, way more than it was 10 years ago. You have the internet, so just start. And you're gonna be glad you did, because I wish, like I said, if I didn't have my anorexia stuff, man, if I started like training and I was like good body wise, like 17, even 18, which is late for some people. If I started at 18, I'm 25 now. Like, I really only started lifting at I was still skinny as could be at 21. I remember I was super skinny because that was the first time I, drank and stuff. So like 22 is when I really started drinking. So I'm only like close to 4 years into lifting. And even then, the first year and a half, 2 years was me just YOLOing stuff. So I've really only been like really trying to gain a lot of strength, so like, I started late. I don't even have a lot of crazy time under my belt. There's some people that have been lifting for 12 years and stuff. So I'm super jealous of the kids I see on TikTok and Instagram that are, 16 and they're just yacked. And I'm like, man, so the earlier you can start, as long as you're healthy and stuff, man, if you could start lifting at 16 and stuff, by the time you're 18, you're going to know what you're doing. By the time you're 20, you're going to have a crazy good foundation and strength. By the time you're 22, by the time you're my age at 25, there's pros at like 24, so like, just start. You're gonna kick yourself if you wait till 21, 22, like I did. You're gonna be, man, I wish I just started a couple years ago, because I would have had that couple more years of experience and time under my belt, to where I could have been so much better today, if I just had decided to start and just kind of say, fuck it and YOLO it. So.
And I so agree. Trust the process. Love the process.
Yep.
You got to start sometime. Our friend of the show who we had on, legendary swimmer Ryan Lochte, also shared the advice: get a coach, because most of the time, they've done it. They've been where you were. They've made mistakes. I just got a coach myself for my first bodybuilding show. Changed my whole game around. Nathan, you just got a coach. So get a coach. And then also, 99% of these people are not, assholes. Go to the gym and they will help you. Even the biggest motherfucker. I think the owner of this. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they'll help you too. So wow. I mean, Nathan, truly such a motivational person. I love how open you are. Now, I like to get my guest out of here with some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
New game, sir. Hell yeah. And quick shout out to Active Bar, the sponsor of this video. They're mushroom energy bars, mushroom functional energy bars, protein bars. Excellent if you're looking for a natural protein bar with some mushrooms in there. I've been looking into the mushrooms lately. A lot of benefits from them. So go check them out. Link will be in my bio. But Nathan, first question. Favorite man sports product?
Protein. Two. The protein, because it's peanut butter, and I'm a big fan of peanut butter. And two, the pump pills. They're called Vasojet. Not gonna, before I take videos or pictures, I take like 3 or 4 of those. They make a difference. They make my shoulders and arms look a lot bigger for sure. As long as you're hydrated, those things will blow you up for sure.
You're saying if we want to look like you, take that. All right, that is noted, sir. That is fucking noted. I need to be looking like you, so I'll be fucking getting some of those and fucking paying for my gym pics. Fuck. No TikTok for a year or no Instagram for a year.
Oh, no Instagram, dude. I hate Instagram. They keep changing everything. Nah, dude. No, I'd rather mess around on Instagram. Yeah, I'd rather mess around on TikTok. Yeah, I could care less for Instagram. So
Instagram's low-key been fucking a shit ton of people. I'm not gonna lie.
It's been crushing me the past 6 months, and like every update, they're like, "What do the people not want? We're gonna give them that." And I'm like, "Dog, just show me the people I follow in order. That's it." That's it.
And shout out to our guy Ryan, another raw gear athlete. I see this man's stories all the time, and he is having the biggest problems with Instagram. Ryan fucking Schmiddle. So fucking
Ryan Schmiddle, dude. I love Schmiddle.
Yeah, he was on. He's a fucking funny guy. Yeah,
man.
I see his stories all the time. He's getting fucked by.
I thought I was bad. He was getting trashed.
Oh, he's getting that dude. I think he lost his account, got it back.
Yeah, bro.
I feel so bad. He's a great dude.
He's a good dude.
Have to arm wrestle Bradley Martin or skydive?
Which one do I not want to do, or which one do I
not want to do?
Oh, I'd rather not arm wrestle Bradley Martin because I want to skydive. And I've never arm wrestled Bradley Martin, but I have arm wrestled David Lade. And I thought I was going to win, and that man crushed me. I was like, this is my chance. I know he's good at arm wrestles. I was like, I know his tricks. I'm going to break his wrist and go down. Oh, it was just, my shoulder got ripped out, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So if I did Bradley Martin, I'd get crushed. There's no hope. I'd rather just go skydiving.
I was hoping you didn't like skydiving, but whatever. Fuck. Last 2 questions are big ones on this show. Talk like Rocky for the rest of your life, or have to box fucking Rocky Balboa in his prime?
I'd rather. This is so I'm a humongous Rocky fan. Like, favorite movies, grew up on them. I'll talk like Rocky any day. If I go against him in a boxing ring, I'm dead. You're going to get me the old Apollo Creed treatment. I'm going to be donezo, 6 feet under. Like, I'm a strong dude. That man, you've seen him go against, Ivan Drago, crushes him. You ain't winning against Rocky in his prime. It's not happening.
And Nathan, I think you might think you have a good Rocky accent, but our guy, Rich Gaspari, one of the best of all times, was on this show. And that man burst out the most on-point Rocky Balboa accent I've ever heard. And then it turns out that the reason that Sylvester Stallone got ripped for Rocky was because of Rich Gaspari. So I guess he had spent a lot of time with him. But, I mean, Nathan, you might be second in that category of best Rocky impressions.
Funny.
Last one is a big one, sir. This is
Okay.
going to decide who you are. Pull-ups or chin-ups?
Ooh. I'll say pull-ups. Chin-ups are easier. But pull-ups just because, like, if you're gonna do a pull-up, you might as well do a pull-up. I feel like if you're like, yo, I always see those people that are like, I can knock out like 20 pull-ups and then start doing chin-ups. I'm like, dude, it's different. It's different. Yeah, I can lock in my biceps and just curl myself up, but pull-ups is totally different. So I'll choose pull-ups.
Right. I mean, that is the right fucking answer. I mean, we are talking with a fucking legend. Nathan, it has been such an honor and privilege. You are truly so motivating. You're going to go so far in this industry. You know, the Liquid Chalk Company will take off. Trust the process. Like everything, you put in the work, it pays off. Now, is there anything you want to plug? Where can we find your content? Where can we find this Liquid Chalk? The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah. So TikTok is _it's Nate. You can probably type in Nate and you'll find it on there. Instagram's Nathan Fry. I have a Twitter. That's the same thing. Just made a Discord. It's got like 1,500 people in it now. I'm trying to grind it. It's had it for like 4 or 5 days. Got 1,500 people. A lot of memes in there. Fun. So same thing. You probably just type in my name. YouTube's my name. Just Nathan Freihofer. And then the chalk. If you just type in INILL, that'll show up on Amazon. And if you wanted any, the raw gear, man sport stuff, that's just I have like a little one of those link tree things. In my bio, it's got my YouTube, it's got the Discord, all the links in there if you wanted to have a little peruse of that. So yeah.
I love it. And first person to get some of the best Liquid Chalk out there, send me a DM. I'll send you a autograph from one of the legendary fucking guests that we've had on this show. I mean, I am talking with the best TikTok out there, the best fucking owner of the Liquid Chalk Company. I'm just spewing stuff right now. I gotta go hop onto this Discord, but guys, don't forget, run up his code too. But guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. But until next time, guys, Underdog out.
Peace.